between being the youngest at the office, between the dumb rules and dress codes, between dumb drama that grown-ass women with children have started, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
But they show no fish, they say you found it, but she's still gonna hold on. They say you found it, but she doesn't.
Subscribe if you haven't first. Comment how excited we are to hear the tea, because I have so much to spill. Starting off with getting called in the office. Bitch, I'm sitting at the desk, I'm minding my business. I'm doing my little clickety clack, I'm minding my business. I look cute, my lashes are done, my hair is done, I'm ready, I came to work, I romanticized the fuck out of my morning, right? And I find it ironic how the day that I get fired, I had the best morning since I got hired there. I'm driving my little car, pink little wheel cover, my Stanley is filled, my nails are done, I got my little lotion, I'm rubbing my lotion. I'm making sure, this is the lotion I use, by the way. I'm rubbing my lotion, I'm making sure I smell good, all that good stuff, right? I get a call, and my manager's tone was different this time. My manager has a very practical voice. She's very assertive. She speaks with a lot of authority, which I can respect, and honestly, I admired. Because you ever watch Devil Wears Prada? That's what that was. That's what that was. I walked into that office a baby. As mature as I was, as intelligent as I was about the outside world, about, you know, things that happen outside, I've never worked in an office position before. I've been working since I was 14. My first job was Five Guys. And even then, there's a lot of similarities. There's a lot of similarities because customer service is any type of customer service, any type of dealing with people, it's all about reading the room. It's all about reading the room. I treated every single patient different based off the energy that they were giving me and the experience that we were having in that moment. So if I felt like I could compliment this girl and we could sit here and we can have a good conversation, I'm gonna do that. If I got a weird vibe because the bitch is itching and burning and she laid down and got fucked and didn't get up and do her business after, now she's trying to project her negative energy onto me, bitch, I'm not complimenting shit. I'm gonna keep it sweet, sophisticated, straight to the point. Give me your insurance, give me your license, have a seat. The doctor will be with you in a moment. That's all you're getting from me. But either way, my favorite part of working there was the patient interactions. And so as I'm sitting there, I'm dilly-dallying, I'm doing my thing. I get the call, I go into the office. Cool, now I'm in the office. They're giving me a packet of things that they've been reminding me over the week. And they kept it as simple as, we are going to terminate your employment. Those are the words used. Those fancy-ass words. I'm sitting there in shock. I'm like, oh my gosh. Because anybody knows when you're working and you get comfortable, you don't think that you're going to get fired for a little dumb shit. You think that they're just going to keep putting up with it and you're going to keep putting up with their bullshit and that's it, right? It's a give. If I come up and all you do is give me negative energy, I'm going to take 5 extra little minutes to stop at Dunkin' and get me a nice iced chai latte with oat milk, 2 pumps French vanilla, and a little cinnamon on top, bitch. Don't forget the sweet cold foam. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to take my little 5 minutes because it's not going to add up. Bitch, it caught up to me. Getting too comfortable caught up to me. But then again, I also view it as this is meant to be happening. Because even if I didn't get fired, I would have quit. Because even the conversations that I had with my mom, when I walked into this house, my energy was carregada. Carregada is Portuguese for drained. There's a weight on my shoulders. I'm not the usual happy, oh yes, oh my God, I'm home. No, I'm coming home, I'm closing my room, and I'm living in my room. Piles of laundry piling up that I haven't done in months. I'm not eating. I get home, I'm smoking, I'm sleeping, I wake up, I go to the same miserable job, and that's my life. You would never know that because I don't show that on social media, which just goes to show social media is fake. People lie, which is why, you know, regardless of how much I get on there and I trauma dump and whatever, I keep it very real because I am a real person living a real life. And I know that other people are going through the same things that I'm going through. You know how many young women get to the office, positive, willing to learn, willing to get to know people, willing to just genuinely see what this job has to offer, and they get shitted on and they get talked about and they get like, you know? And it's annoying because I'm waking up and I'm doing the best that I can to have a positive day. I'm reminding other people, let's express gratitude because I woke up. Regardless of how much I hate this job, I woke up. I'm breathing. I'm breathing, okay? Which brings me back to way before I even got hired for the position. Everything that I was going through at that time period in my life before I got hired, that job was my safe haven. And so I'll never sit here and I'll never have any type of, resentment or animosity for the job. Now, when I say the job, I am talking about my interaction with the patients. I'm talking about the schedule that I built for myself that I stayed disciplined and consistent with despite not wanting to, okay? And I'm talking about the positive interaction that I had with maybe 1% of the coworkers. That's what I mean by the job and everything that it came with, right? The little 30-minute walks that I would go on, my favorite restaurants being right next to it, things that I was genuinely grateful for, things that I would wake up and in my 3 things that I'm grateful for list, that's what I'm writing down. My morning walk, my coffee stop before coming to the job, because you have to understand that when I got hired, it wasn't just a new position, it was a new life. It meant a new chapter. It meant being the person that I said that I wanted to be. Going from a hypersexual, boy crazy, attached, attention seeking, super unstable, going from that to grown woman, office siren, on her stuff, actually has a schedule, actually has a routine, actually has enough money to pay for the things that she likes to do, like nails, lashes, hair, instead of constantly counting on other people. Because if anybody knows, living with toxic parents and having a toxic relationship with your parents, or any Latinas in general, they will never let you forget that they are being a parent to you. You will never not hear, but I'm putting a roof over your head, but I'm doing this, but I'm doing that, but I'm doing this, but I'm doing... It's almost like you're the one who laid down, got fucked, and then got pregnant and became a mom. So you're doing everything a mom is supposed to do. Why do I have to sit here and listen to it? Because I'm going to tell you this. In 10 years, when I have my child, 10 years. How old am I? 20. 10 years, 30. Let's go 13. Like 30, 31. You know what? If I even have children, right? I'm not going to sit there and throw in my child's face what I'm doing for them because they didn't ask to be born. I didn't ask to be born. So... anyway, what I'm trying to say is I completely let go of the old version of me when I got hired. And I'm only being as transparent as I am right now, and I'm only being as honest as I am right now, because I know that there's a lot of younger women on both TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever platform, you name it. You guys look up to me as an advocate to speak when you feel that you're not being heard enough. And I want to say that I completely respect that position. I honor that position, and I plan to continue to inspire and to continue to accomplish, simply just to show younger women that it is more than possible. Just because you were a shitty person yesterday does not mean that you can't wake up and become a better person and make better decisions tomorrow. Even if you do fuck up in the meantime, okay? People like to paint progress like it's just this big line and it's just, hey, I'm shitty today, I'm better tomorrow. And you're just going to keep going up. Wrong. You're going to go up, down, up, down, up, down. And you're going to learn more and more and more and more and more and more as you go. I've only learned so much because I've been through so much. And, people who go through a lot, you reach a point where you decide how long you want to keep letting your situations affect you. Yes, this is a life situation. This is something that I'm living in at the moment, but this doesn't need to be my life. Just because I come from an unstable household does not mean I need to hold the same instability. Just because I grew up watching people struggle to love each other doesn't mean that I need to struggle and love my partner or love myself for that matter. I get to decide what love means to me. I get to decide what respect means to me. I get to decide what I want to do with my life and who I want to show up as. As difficult and as uncomfortable as it might be, it's much better than just giving in and making the same mistakes of the generational curses that I was born into. So when I got the job, in my mind, I'm thinking this is a full turnaround. I'm going to use this opportunity as a full turnaround. And that's exactly what the fuck I did. Okay? I changed my entire friendships around. I evaluated the fuck out of my life. The first week that I got hired, I was really paying attention to who was around me. And anytime that I felt a sliver of negative energy, you're over there and I'm over here. You're not gonna get in the way of the life that I'm trying to build for myself. You're not gonna project your fears and your closed-mindedness onto me. Because one thing about me, I have a very open mind. I see things from all perspectives, which is why I always say perspective is everything. Because when you're looking at a situation from one way, you're only going to see it one way. If you take a step back And let's be clear, when I say step back, I'm talking about deleting social media. Deleting social media, living my life as if social media and internet did not exist. Hearing myself think and how I feel, observing all these insecurities that my mind was constantly throwing at me that didn't even belong to me. They were jokes that I grew up with people making. They were projections of people trying to put their fear onto me. Just because you're scared that you can't do it, don't bring that shit over here. So that was a lot, but I'm saying that to say this was my turnaround, and it absolutely was. I'm waking up at a set time. I've never done that a day in my life. I've never done that a day in my life. I've never done that a day in my life. Mind you, think about what I just said. The same week that I got the job, I had just left the hospital from being admitted for suicidal thoughts. And I know you bitches came here for the story time on how I got fired, but bitch, so much led up to it, and it's just like, treat this like a little podcast. Listen to this while you're doing things, because we have so much to gain from this experience that there's so much to get into. I don't even know where to start. But yeah, getting that job was like me saying I'm going to end with self-destruction. Because every job that I had before, I was the type of worker, I just wouldn't show up. As soon as I got bored, I would not show up. If we look at the history of work, my first job, 14 years old, I'm at Primark. Fired same day because they told me that I couldn't wear AirPods. Bitch, I'm wearing AirPods. I don't know what the fuck that you have going on that you thought that I wasn't about to wear AirPods, but you're not about to put me in the child's department where children are being beat on by their moms, crying, whining, and you don't think that I'm about to listen to a little work, see me everywhere, see me yeah, all in my ear. Right ear, left ear, it doesn't matter. AirPods were being put on. I have enough hair to where I can hide it, so I was just work. See me, I be work. But because I'm at work, the manager was not feeling that. She was like, look, bitch, this is my second time reminding you we're going to terminate your position. I'm crying. I'm like, oh my God, no, I fucked it up. All I had to do was focus the rules. I hated that job. I hate 9-to-5s in general because I don't want to be told what to do. I don't want you to be the boss of me. I don't want you telling me what time I can come in. No, I want to run shit. That's how I've always been. And that's why even me, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandma don't get along sometimes, because I'm so stubborn to the point where if I make my mind up, nothing is going to change that. Your words, your insecurities, your projections, that's not going to change that. It might affect the way that I show up. Shit, I'm human. Everyone has their insecurities. But you're not going to dictate nothing. This is my life. I do what I want with it. Mind you, I'm 14. I should not be thinking like this. It is what the fuck it is. They fired me. Cool. They fired me. I start working at Five Guys. I worked there for, I want to say, maybe close to a year. And that's only because they put up with my bullshit. There were so many times that I would get into a depression funk and not show up to my job for a week. And then I would leave a little letter saying, Dear Five Guys manager, please read this letter. Please accept, blah, blah, blah. I promise that I'm going to be better. They're not firing me. I'm showing up when I want, doing what I want, saying what I want. Same thing. You can't wear headphones. Who can't wear headphones? Bitch, hairnet. Covered, AirPods. As I'm sitting there and doing my little, wrapping my little burgers, now it's not work by Brianna no more. It's I just put a red eye out and try to stop her. And I run outside my house and almost shot her. And take me to a place I can't imagine. Victim of heartbreak and I'm so damaged. I can't stand it. Yeah. Now it's young boy in my ear. Cool. Working at Five Guys. My ex-boyfriend has a stroke. I'm in the car with my ex-boyfriend as he's having the stroke. I had to call 911. It was just me and him in that car. One of the most traumatic, hurtful, life-changing experiences of my life. I was not worried about a job at that point. I wasn't even worried about my well-being. I was just doing what I could to get by. So every day I'm smoking. I'm at this party. I'm drinking this week. I'm fucking this person this week. I'm having fun while doing it though. I don't want any pity. I don't want any sadness. I don't want any type of, it just clicked for me. At the moment, it just clicked for me. Life is short. This shit is taken for granted. And it was a mix of life is short. I can do whatever the fuck I want now. And it was also oh my God, that was totally uncalled for. I wasn't prepared for it. What am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? What is life going to be like? How are we going to grieve this? How are we going to get past this, right? Because it hurt so much, I did not deal with it. I just let it sit there. I just let it sit there. I just swept that shit under the rug like it was nothing. Like it was nothing to me, even though it meant the most to me. It just hurt so much that I didn't want to get in tune with those emotions. And so I became a different person, okay? I dyed my hair red and I became a different person. I spoke different. I walked different. I acted different. I grew up with values, with morals. I let all that shit to the side. I didn't care about none of that shit. I just didn't want to feel the pain that I was feeling. I wanted to feel anything else but that. So that's when we jump into hypersexuality. That's when we jump into being diagnosed with bipolar. That's when we jump into smoking and drinking any chance that I get. I'm high off my ass. I'm not taking care of myself. I'm barely eating throughout the day, or worse, I'm eating too much. I don't eat all day. I'm waking up 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm stuffing my face with food and it's showing. I'm gaining weight. I'm losing that spark that everyone likes to talk about. Bitch, that spark is false. You're not going to have the spark 24/7. You're just going to have to get up and do what the fuck you have to do. Which is why I say I was having fun. I'm not going to sit here. I don't want any pity and I don't want any sadness. It was a very sad point in my life, but I needed to have those self-destructive moments in order to help myself. Because as toxic and as negative as those self-destructive habits were, they brought me to where I am now. That's what it is. I learned from every single one of those experiences, and I needed those experiences because that was me doing the best that I could with what I had at the moment. I don't hold any resentment for my past self. I don't hold any judgment. If anything, I actually want to talk to her, give her a hug and say, hey, you know what? You did what you could. You did what you could, and I'm proud of you because look at where you are now. You did what you could. Pat on the back. You didn't know any better. And even if you did know any better, just because you're aware of what you're doing doesn't make it any less self-destructive. There's people who are aware of the kind of harm that they're putting themselves into, the people that are aware of the toxic relationships that they're entering, the people that are aware of the negative decisions that they continue to make, but they continue to make it. Why? Because a familiar hell sometimes is more comfortable than an unfamiliar heaven, right? Again, I was born into instability. So while all bitch, can you speak? Maybe you just need a moment. What the fuck? Back to the job. I'm probably gonna do a different story time with everything that I'm saying now because it's just a lot. Well, do you guys want a different story time on that? Let me know. So this job was gonna be my safe haven. This job was going to be the end of self-destructiveness. We're no longer gonna make it cute. Being boy crazy, not cute. Being boy crazy, not cute. Not having a routine, not cute. Moving outside in the real life like a fatherless daughter with no guidance, with no nothing, not cute. Not cute. Not cute. Not cute. Speaking like I have no home training and putting myself in positions that I had no business being in, not cute. So when I got hired, to me, this is going to be my turnaround. This is my chance to fully put energy into myself and stop putting it into things that are no longer serving me. Little did I know that getting this job was also going to be something that was no longer going to serve me. Because at the end of the day, if I'm showing up as myself, I'm not treating my coworkers like we're workers. I don't care what you say. People say all the time, oh, but make sure that you don't mix, personal and friendships. But why though? I'm seeing these people every single day. We don't have to do the fake small talk every single day. If you're interested on getting to know me on a personal level, great, then I'm equally just as interested. If you're not, leave me the fuck alone. Don't fill my ear with small little, well, what did you do this weekend? Oh, how's your love life? Oh, so just because you want to know my business and you want to have something to say and you want to have something to judge. You want to know why? Because you're going to take what I just said, you're going to judge it, and you're going to paint the picture that you'd like to see. Not the truth, but the picture that you'd like to see. Most importantly, it's not the picture that you want to see, but it's also the picture that makes you feel better about yourself. Now your ego is coming into play. It's the picture that makes you feel like, you know what, I'm doing better than this bitch. This bitch don't have nothing on me. Because now it's making all that jealousy and that enviness a little more quieter. Now you've stepped into your ego. Now I'm better than this bitch. This bitch might be younger than me. And, her skin doesn't have wrinkles like I do. But I'm better than this bitch. I got shit going for myself. What do you have going for yourself outside of this office? What do you have going for yourself outside of this office? Outside of a marriage that's failing, outside of kids that are stressing you the fuck out that you just wish that you never had, outside of coming in and acting like you're about to have a good day, and every single patient that comes in, you're bullying this bitch. Bro, when I tell you, working with closed-minded people, it was draining me. It was draining me because I'm the kind of person, I appreciate people's differences, and I like when people are themselves. I find it refreshing when I'm talking to somebody and they don't sound like all the same people that I've already spoken to. And they don't have the same hair that I always see, or the same outfit, or the same TikTok lingo that everyone uses. You know what I'm trying to say? Not that I'm hating on TikTok lingo. I love me. How is you cool? I love me a little, right? But let's have a mix. Let's not let that be where our brain ends. You know what I'm trying to say? So say a girl came in with purple hair. They're talking about this bitch with purple hair all day. They're giving this bitch a nickname. Say a girl came in with let me see. Say a girl came in with a cute skirt. They're talking about that skirt all day. They're not talking about it in a cute way. They're talking about why she came up all dressed up to the office. It's just a doctor's appointment. Why are you worried? Why are you worried? Is this patient cutting your check? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. One thing about it, and now I can say this because I no longer work there. If I'm not checking in a patient, if I'm not scheduling, I'm journaling. Whether I'm doing a free write, whether I'm doing a brain dump, whether I'm doing shadow work, which a lot of people need to tap into that, okay? I'm doing some type of self-reflection. I'm doing some type of positive thing where I can check in with myself and hear how I feel about today, or how I feel about how I want to move forward in my life. What am I thankful for? What do I love? What do I not love? Little shit like that. Then once I was done journaling, I would get into content. So because I'm juggling content 9 to 5, content 9 to 5, content 9 to 5, I'm forgetting things. My manager is fed the fuck up with that. And even though she sees how much I love my position as in interacting with the patients, okay, I'm being forgetful. When I'm forgetful, it affects the next person's shift. For example, if I didn't change the doctor's signs, now the next person has to do it because I forgot. If I didn't save a note, the next person checking in the patient doesn't know that this person was just here a week ago. So now they're getting attitude from the patient because the patient is telling them I was just here a week ago. And they're like, but we don't see that note in. I know you don't see that note in because Zeno didn't save it. Because Zeno was too busy editing. Zeno was too busy writing down her content ideas for the next week. So when I say the job is no longer serving me, it came to a point where I had to decide, do I want to do content full time or do I want to balance both? Because I just wasn't able to balance both. And let's be real, it's deeper than just content and work. Because if I'm not working financially and, physically at work, I'm working. I'm constantly trying to balance everything in my life at once. I'm constantly trying to make sense of everything in my life at once. I'm constantly trying to better myself at least 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5% better every day. And I'm only one person. And I'm new to this. This is my first time living as well. As much as I get on social media and I advocate for others and, and we get into those talks, I struggle as well. I'm human. And so it just got to the point where I could not juggle both anymore. Like, I just couldn't do it anymore. Now, I'm so locked in with my content that it's affecting my work. Now I'm forgetting things. Now my manager has an attitude when she sees me at the desk because she knows that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So I don't blame them for firing me because any company, any corporate company at that, they need to own you in order for you to work there. Your brain needs to belong to that office from the minute that you clock in and the minute that you clock out. You're talking to a very stubborn person. You're not about to own shit over here, generally. And I would try my best to sit there and be like, okay, since I'm at work, let me just be Isabella at work. Let me leave all the Zeno and the content and all that stuff. Let me just leave that. I'll do that when I get home. Great. I deal with so much bullshit throughout the shift that when I come home, you think I have the energy to pull my phone out? You think I have the energy to talk? I'm quiet for the rest of the night. I smoke my blunt. I go to sleep. I wake up. I do the same thing tomorrow. And it was to the point that the days started to feel like they were dragging. Like I'm living the same day over and over and over and over and over. I'm bored. I'm bored out of my mind. I'm depressed. I'm miserable. And so as much as I sit here and I'm grateful for every day, even if I came home and I'm sitting in my room in my little depression funk, I'm still writing down that I'm grateful because I've been through enough shit to know that this life should not be taken for granted. This life should not be taken for granted. Every day is not promised. You are not promised to wake up tomorrow. So the fact that you woke up, the fact that you do very much have love around you, okay? Let's talk about it. Same thing, relationships, distraction. As I'm working there, I start talking to this boy. He turns out to be an avoidant. He completely ruins my life. He completely ruins my mental health. He completely ruins my life. I'm breaking out. I'm losing hair. You think that if I'm in that position, in that way, you think that I'm going to have time to focus on work? No. And that's another thing that I think that they really didn't understand. It's not that I don't want to be here. It's just my brain is on 10 different things at once. So yes, I forgot a note. Yes, I forgot a note. I did. I forgot the note. I did. But you know what else happened the other day? I just got sexually assaulted the day before I had to clock in. I woke up crying, a mess. Still came into work though. I'm getting kicked out every other week. Because my mom can't decide whether she wants to be on some healthy shit or some toxic shit. So now I'm at grandma's for the week. Now I have to drive an extra 30 minutes to get to that job. So it was so many things going on. And these miserable, older, hating, negative women have no idea that I'm dealing with it by myself. Because as much financial support I have, and by that I mean my mom does not charge me, anything to live here. She's more than welcoming and more than loving to just have her daughter in her house. And I'm very thankful and I'm very blessed for that. But emotionally, nobody is as stable as me. And that's because I still fuck up sometimes. But nobody is as good as comforting me as I am. And as much as that gives me strength, it is a very lonely feeling. It's a very lonely feeling. It's very annoying to be the one that everyone calls when they need to be validated and when they need their problem solved or they need to be heard, but I'm not getting the same energy back. I'm not getting the same quality back until I woke up one day and I was like, but wait a second. I don't need shit from you. I just need myself. And so when you find that kind of love and respect for yourself, you want to cherish it. You want to honor it. You want to give yourself enough time to really sit in it. I did not have the opportunity to do that the way that I wanted to do. Why? Because I don't have enough time in a day. You might think that 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. is not that bad. And maybe it wouldn't be. But if it wasn't so mentally draining, I would have got home and still have energy to put into myself, into things that I wanted to do. Despite how toxic it used to be, it did give me the stability that I was looking for because it gave me an opportunity to build my own routine, right? As much as I hate authority, now I have to get up at a certain time. Now I have to eat right so I'm not in the worst mood, the next day. Now I have to stop smoking as much as I'm smoking because I need my mind to be in a good place, in the right place, right? But aside from that, and as much as it did serve me for as long as it did, it just no longer doing that for me. The drama was insufferable. Insufferable. You're telling me that you are a grown woman with a husband, with a house, with a full-time job, with children, right? And you're worried about little old me. If I'm so little girl, I don't know nothing, little girl this, then why are you paying that much attention to me? Why are you going out of your way to hope that I make mistakes just for you to have something to say? Why are you claiming that we are a team and we work as a team? But every time that I make a mistake, you're going to my manager about it instead of to my face. When a coworker that I was working with made a mistake, I would just tell her, hey, you know what? Or let's be real, offer to fix it. Hey, you're coming upstairs. Do you want me to take the signs down for you so you don't have to? Hey, I don't mind staying extra if you want to take your break early. Hey, So when I said in the TikTok video that I made about putting energy into things that are no longer serving me, putting energy into people, more importantly, I'm talking about why are you coming for me with all this jealousy and all this enviness when I am nothing but kind and constantly going out of my way to make sure that every single one of you are comfortable? Even if that means getting on myself and hating myself for the things that I'm doing because now I'm feeling pressured to meet people's expectations, when I shouldn't be feeling pressured to meet anybody's expectations but my own. As much as this is a job, the only person that I should be concerned about is me and who I answer to, my boss. You are not my boss. You are getting the same pay that I am. You're working because you have a house to provide for. You're working because you have children to take care of. I'm working because I'm 20 and I don't want to ask men that are broke to pay for my nails. I'm not looking for a father. I'm looking for experience and I'm looking for an opportunity to grow as a young woman. Can I do that here? Turns out I can't. I learned a lot of valuable skills, don't get me wrong. Discipline. I learned, a little bit better with my time management, responsibilities, waking up at a certain time. Like I said, I learned all that. That's great. But I could have learned that all by myself as well. You know what I mean? And so the drama, bitch, the drama, honestly, like the drama, right? Let's start with beefing over cupcakes. Sorry, banana muffins to be exact, right? It's 1 week. She has banana muffins specifically made for her, right? Her manager or her boss or whatever makes these muffins. Mind you, she talks shit about her boss all day. She talks shit about her boss all day. She talks shit about everybody that she works with, right? Everyone has that job and has that one worker that's just, she acts like she's a really nice person, but it's all a facade. It's all a facade to get to know you better, to have something to say. That's all that it is. She comes in and, like I said, it's this purple container of banana muffins. Mind you, the woman that I'm speaking of has 2 kids. Grown as fuck, okay? She's going around the office and she's picking and choosing who she's going to give a muffin to and who she isn't. Jokes aside, you would have thought that this was high school. You would have thought that it was kindergarten and she got picked to bring snacks in and she gets to choose who she wants to give it to at first, second, and third. Bitch, you're a grown-ass woman. Why are you going around picking and choosing who can get a muffin or not? It's really not that deep. It's just a muffin. But okay, whatever, I digress, right? I have a friend of mine. This is her first week here. And instead of her being welcomed with open arms, there's already animosity in the air. There's already jealousy. There's already, who is this bitch and what does she have going on? Why is she here? Right? That's how everyone is treating her. Except for me and a few other girls in our department. Because the way that my job used to work, it was different departments. It was front desk, it was MAs, and it was the manager and the doctors. The doctors run everything. We go based off their schedule, based off their patients, based off their availability. That is who runs everything. And one of the doctors specifically owns the place. And so not only does he run the show schedule-wise, but he runs the show money-wise. He gets to decide what money is being put into what. One thing that really pissed me off about my job is the parking. They never wanted to pay for extra parking. Mind you, everyone is parking on the street. It doesn't matter if you came in time for your shift. If you get there and there's no parking, you have to park on the other side of the street, or worse, you're parking at the hospital. And now you have to walk over to your job. There is no actual parking. There's just employee parking, where once a month, you get 1 week where you're allowed to park where the big bosses park. Other than that, if you're not a doctor, if you're not a boss and you're just a regular employee, you're parking on the side of the street. Do I look like a bitch who likes to parallel park? I had to learn how to parallel park. And I hated it, which is why I would park somewhere else and then just walk over and get my little 2-step in, right? Mind you, this is something that you can view negative if you want to. I'm viewing it in a positive note. I'm rewiring it. I'm so thankful that my legs work. I'm so thankful that I'm able to have an opportunity to walk to my job, to have this moment to live in the present, to listen to the birds chirp, to look at the blue clouds before I walk into my job. I love my job, right? I just rewired a negative mindset to a positive one. As soon as I get to the office, I'm dealing with bitches beefing over cupcakes and banana muffins. Right? She's picking and choosing who she's going to give a muffin to and who she isn't. Whatever. The new girl that I was working with, right? The new girl that I'm working with, she doesn't know any better, and she's coming into the lunchroom, and obviously there's just this big container of muffins. The people around, we didn't know that she was picking and choosing who she was going to give a muffin to and who she wasn't. And so I definitely said, hey, you can just go right ahead and just grab one. That's fine. Everyone's telling her, yeah, just go ahead and grab one. You're good. At least we thought, right? The rest of the week, all you hear is nonsense about this dumb ass good banana muffin. Whoever baked that need their ass ate. Oh my gosh, it was the best banana muffin I ever had, but that's besides the point. The entire rest of the week, everybody is talking about this banana muffin. Well, why didn't she ask me permission to grab it? Well, it's my banana muffins. They were made for me. Why didn't she ask permission to grab it? Why didn't she? She just got here. It's just a muffin. She just got here. It's just a muffin. You're okay. It's just a muffin. It's just a muffin. That's it. It's just a muffin, right? A girl that takes her job too serious. right? The ladies in the billing department. I've spoken on the ladies in the billing department before. One of them, super kind, super sweet. She just does a lot of this. She does a lot of this when it's unnecessary, but that's her personality. It is what it is. Even if she asked you a question and you just gave her an answer, she's going to repeat that question at least 2 to 3 times in your face because she just takes her job too serious. This is her life. This is what she lives for. It is what the fuck it is. Then you have the older one, Miss Big Back. Time I looked over at her, she was just looking at me, minding my business, seeing what I wanted to do. And it was a little comments that I would always let slide. It was a little comments like, hey, so do you sleep next to your phone? Because you're just always on it. Like, do you sleep next to your phone? Like, do you have an addiction? Like, hey, like, do you sleep with your phone? Because you're always on it. Like, it's just never not near you. Why are you minding my business? I don't say nothing when you're clocked in and you're on Pinterest looking for your next nail design when you should be doing your work. I say something about that? I worry about that? I don't. It's okay if you break the rules, but if I do it, I'm young and I don't know nothing. It was the rude, personal comments that should have never been made. My first week there, how do you clean your butt with those nails? Excuse me? The same acrylics that you have on, except mine has an apex and your shit is all the way up down to here. And even if it wasn't, you have your nails done, you have acrylics. How do you wipe your ass? How are you not out of breath by your second wipe? That big back of yours, I know it takes a lot for you to hunch over. I know it takes a lot for you to hunch over. How are you not out of breath by your second wipe? Now, if I sit here and ask that, I'm wrong. What? And she wasn't the only one. I think it was like 3 or 4 workers that asked me that. How do you shower with those nails on? What? By getting butt ass naked and getting in the shower and washing my body? Why are you worried about that? Are you cutting my check? No small talk, just straight to how do I wipe my ass with my nails? Great, let's get into that. Let's get into that. Just because you're a woman doesn't mean that you have to not ask consent to touch me. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God, I love your hair. And their hands are all in my hair. Their hands are all in my hair. And I'm just looking at them like, bye, have a good day. Praying that the next time they see me, they don't touch my hair. And it was the experiences that same thing. Now it's not my hair, now it's my ass. I'm walking into the insurance department, I'm minding my business. Cool, I find a little project to do. I'm sitting at the desk, I'm doing my project, I'm filling out papers. She comes in, she grabs on my ass. Not only did she grab it, she smacks it. I'm processing what just happened. I'm like, boom, whatever. I get called to go do something. I'm worried about something else now. Cool. She comes back in. And I ask her, I say, hey, were you the one that slapped my butt earlier? And she was like, yeah, it's just so fat. And I'm like, well, don't. And she's like, but I want to. And I'm like, but don't, because it's my butt. And I didn't give you permission to touch me, so don't. And she's like, but it's so beefy. Don't. Don't. Are you not hearing the don't? Is it just going in one ear and out the other? Don't touch me. Because I didn't give you consent to do that. Especially not my butt. Especially not my butt. That's too close to my coochie for me. That's too close to where there's a reason that we keep skirts down. There's a reason that we cover up when we want to. Because let's be real, I'm a badass bitch. I'm only 20. I'm gonna show a little something. Nothing crazy though. That doesn't mean that you can go and touch it. My butt though? You're like 38. Why are you 10 to 13 years older than me and you're touching my butt? No permission, no consent, no talk before. Just, that's what we're doing? Okay. Then, first week at the job. First week I'm there. I tried pigtails in my hair for the first time. I put my hair up like that and I had 2 little pigtails like this, right? Sitting on the staircase, minding my business. She's gonna come on right over. Oh, what happened? No little kids want to play with you on the playground. I love your little pigtail. It makes you look like such a cute little girl. The jealousy? Are you mad that your shit doesn't even flop? Are you mad that your ponytail doesn't even flop? It doesn't even do this. You can go like this all you want. It won't even do this. It's stiff, small, thin, little. Maybe from all that nicotine that you keep smoking, now your hair is coming out. All that, it doesn't even flop. And you're worried about little old me? If I'm such a little girl, what are you giving me so much attention for? Bitch, I don't even know you. This is my first week here. You haven't even said a hi, how are you? The first thing that you're going to say to me is that no little kids want to play with me on the playground. Now, if I sit here and say, what happened? Your husband doesn't want to lay with you? Your husband doesn't want to work on the marriage? Huh? Let's look in the mirror before we come for other people. Seriously. And it's the egos. It's the egos. It's the egos. That's what it is. And that's how I generally felt so drained, because I'm working around a bunch of people with these egos. These egos. Their own insecurities are making them feel like they have something to prove. They have something to defend. They have some type of statement to make. Come in, do your job, do your little clickety clack, your little phone calls, your little, hey, do me a favor, put on that robe, lay down, I'm gonna examine you real quick. That's all you need to worry about. Don't worry about me and what I have going on. Seriously, because I'm not the one. As soon as she walked away, my smile went from to. And I never spoke to her again. I never spoke to her again until they tried to promote me to a different position. Let's be very clear with the word promote. They gave me a $1 raise. As many mistakes as I made, as unprofessional as I could be sometimes, I was still thankful. $1 is better than zero. Cool, I got a raise. Great, thankful. I'm looking at it as, this is a new position. This is something that I can learn. The new position that they put me in was worse than the old position that I was in. It was worse than the old position that I was in. Do you understand me? Because at the front, I'm actually having human-to-human interactions, face-to-face. I'm laughing from this girl that just told a joke. She's laughing from the joke that I made. She feels comfortable enough to tell me about her husband that just passed away, or her great-grandpa that was in the army. I had so many random conversations working there, and they all generally started from, I love your sweater, I love your bag, I love your nails, to, yeah, I grew up like this, and I had a dad like this, and, I had this, I had that, or, my son has autism, and I really don't know what to do. There was one lady I'll never forget. She walked into the job and she was just telling me how stressed and how tired she was, because it was her first time being a parent, and not only is it her first time raising a child, but she doesn't know anything about autism. So she's reading all these books and she's having all these resources. And I'll never forget the way that she cried when we spoke about her being a mom. And I can't explain it, and I can't really remember what I said, because I don't remember what I say when I'm in that moment. I just kind of flow with whatever is coming in my mind, and most importantly, my heart and my spirit. And that's why I'll never forget that experience, because that was my heart and my spirit talking through me. That was God talking through me. The way that this lady cried and the way that she came in compared to when she came out, that's what I stayed at that job for, was the interaction with the parents. With the parents, with the patients, with the small 15, 16-year-old girls that, are insecure about their parents and need to hear that they're pretty, or need to, to feel liked. And, people need to talk more to strangers. You need to talk more to strangers. Not everybody is a weirdo. Talk to somebody just like how God wanted it. This is your brother, this is your sister. Treat them like that up front. Once they take away that privilege, for example, I never had anything bad to say about that lady who came out of her way to make me feel bad about some pigtails. I never had nothing to say to that woman. But the minute that she did that, I said, you know what, I'm going to put you in a category. This is who I'm going to be cordial with, and this is who I'm going to respect, and this is who I'm going to keep it with at just work level. And these are the people that I'm going to show my true personality with. These are the people that we're generally going to make this shift fun and interesting, and we're going to bring good energy to it. The shifts that I had with the people that I liked compared to the people that I didn't would set my tone for the entire day. If I go to work and I'm having a good shift and I'm feeling good about this interaction, when I get home, my energy is through the roof. My energy is through the roof. I'm looking at life and I'm just romanticizing everything, and everything is love, and everything is, oh yes, life is worth living. And now I'm getting on the internet and I'm showing people what I'm going through, and now I'm experiencing more positive interactions, but now virtually. I'm having a great day. The days that I would have negative ones that drain me, ones that had me thinking to myself, how the fuck did you become this way? That's what I really wanted to ask those. Let's have a sit down. How did you become this way? How can somebody be so miserable? What happened to you? Because my whole thing is, if you don't like the job, leave. If you don't like the job, leave. And same thing applies to me. But if it wasn't for those patients and those positive interactions that I had and those impacts that I was making, I did not want to leave that aspect of my job, ever. You know, it came to the point where I didn't have the choice. So when they said, oh, we're going to terminate your employment, I really didn't know how to feel. I didn't know if I wanted to cry out of happiness and relief. Because the video that I posted on my TikTok where I was crying, everybody was like, oh, what's wrong? I was crying happy tears. I was not crying because I was stressed or because I didn't know what I was going to do. I was crying because for the first time in months, I was able to just be. I was able to just be. I didn't feel pressured to meet expectations of women that were going to have something hateful or rude to say to me regardless. I didn't have to deal with pointless drama that I kept getting dragged into, that I have nothing to do with, that I didn't want to have anything to do with. You know what I'm trying to say? For the first moment in months, all I had to worry about was sitting on that porch, taking in that sun, and being thankful for everything that I have around me and genuinely feeling that gratitude. Only been 2 days since I got fired. And when I write down my little gratitude list, these past 2 days, all I have cried is happy tears because I don't have my energy being blocked anymore. Anybody who is spiritual, anybody who, believes in that kind of thing, you know that if you are sensitive to energies, you are going to absorb energy that does not belong to you. So if I came into the job with one kind of mindset, by the end of my shift, sometimes my mindset would shift. By the end of my shift, my mindset would shift. Bitch, the fact that you didn't stutter, go ahead and give yourself, come on. You did that. You did that. No tongue twisting over here, for real. But either way, by the end of the work day, I would start to think differently. And I would have to pull myself out of that, hey, this is not you talking. This is their projections and their insecurities being put onto you. Because now I'm feeling like I'm not doing a good enough job. Now I feel like I'm not working hard enough. Now I feel like I'm not smart enough. Or now I feel like maybe I'm not pretty enough. Or, whatever it is. We are humans. We have insecurities. And if you have somebody constantly going out of their way to pick on you, constantly going out of their way to belittle you, constantly going out of their way to have something bad said about you, you're not going to walk into the office a happy person every single day. At some point, that shit is going to catch up. And that's when it started to catch up. That's when it became come home, smoke, wake up, go do the same miserable shit every day. Oh, and then turn on the camera and act like you're the happiest person and da-da-da-da. Don't get me wrong, I am a positive person. Those were authentic experiences. But same thing with content, it's a job. Even if I don't feel like clocking in, I'm going to have to wake up and clock in. Even if I don't feel like going to the office, I want money. I like my routine. I have to get up and go to the office. You know what I'm trying to say? So, but yeah. The position that they brought me into, now that you know all that heartful, interaction with the patients, all that other stuff, bitch, let me tell you something. The position that they had moved me up to, they didn't move me up because they saw my potential. They moved me up because they needed the people. They needed the people. That's what they needed. They needed the people. They were short-staffed. And they were short-staffed because every single person that sat at their little cubicle, their little desk, hated the fuck out of their job. I'm talking about right when you clock in, everyone's saying, well, is it time to go yet? 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 You just got here. Oh my gosh, you just got here. Mind you, I just had a great morning. I just listened to my favorite song on the way here. I just sat in the sun because the sun is now out, and so I could sit in it at the red light. My Stanley is filled up. You know what I mean? I just bought a cute little pink straw topper. I'm looking at my straw topper like, this is so cute. While some little miserable bitch in my ear talking about is it time to go yet? Is it time to go? Oh, I hate this. I'm hearing heavy breathing. I'm watching bitches roll their eyes 24/7. Those women at that station, they don't smile. Bro, jokes aside, it's very rare to see them smile. And if they are smiling, it's because they're smiling at something they're talking shit about. Jokes aside, they don't smile, right? Again, same position. I have a headset on. I have to take off the headset to go use the bathroom. I have to take off the headset to have a different conversation. While that headset is on, I am that phone's slave. I am that phone's slave. That phone owns me. If it rings, I'm picking it up. I'm not allowed to leave my desk. If that phone rings and that patient is rude, it doesn't matter. I have to sit there and do the fake smile and all that. Yeah. And I'm not having the face-to-face interaction. The face-to-face is important. Why? Because the person on the phone that I'm with, They don't see my face. They don't see my face. So I can't smile and my smile rub off onto them through the phone. I can't sit there and compliment what they're wearing because I don't see what they're wearing. I can't sit there and ask them about a question that they, a tattoo that they got when they were 15 and now they're 80 and they have some cute little butterfly on their wrist. And I care enough to be like, hey, where did you get that done? Wow, that's beautiful. So my face-to-face interaction that I valued so much and that I enjoyed so much, I cannot enjoy because there is no face-to-face interaction. It's just, and bro, jokes aside, I'm gonna keep saying jokes aside because like this shit don't even sound real. It was a script. It was a script. They give you a full paper on what you're supposed to say. And even though you're only supposed to use it to guide you, the person training me, she wanted me to sit there and spit that shit out the way that it was written. Stick to the script. Stick to the script. Stick to the script. Stick to the script. Did you say action before you told me to stick to the script? Am I acting and am I an actress or is this a job? Can I be a person at a job or do you need me to just stick to the fucking script? What? Mind you, speaking of the most negative experience, the most weird experience that I had there, I'm on the phone. I have my headset. Pretend this is a headset, okay? Hi, welcome to, this is Isabella, one of the receptionists. How can I help you? The patient goes, hi, so I recently just lost a family member and the appointment that I have actually is the day of the memorial, so I won't be able to make it. All I said was, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry for your loss. Let's see when we can get you an appointment. That's all I said. It took me 2 seconds to say sorry for your loss. 2 seconds. This is a person on the other side of the phone. If it was me and I lost somebody and I said something like that, you think that I'm looking for somebody to just get straight to the point of the appointment? No, she was probably looking for some type of sympathy, some type of acknowledgement, some type of, wow, you know what? This is something bad that happened to me and it does suck. Maybe I just need to sit with it for a moment, whatever. I think deeply into those things. I'm not going to apologize for it, okay? If you're a sensitive person watching this and people try and sit there and try and stop being so sensitive, stop thinking so deeply, not everything is that deep. Everything really is that deep. Everything really is that deep. It doesn't have to affect me as deep, but I have a deep perspective on it. I'm a deep person, bitch. Sensitive is what you're going to get with me. I don't care. So when the person told me, by the person I'm talking about, the person training me, when she said, hey, so all that sorry for your loss, just skip that. Just stick to the script. Just stick to the script with that. Somebody just lost their family member. Somebody just died. But I'm supposed to just stick to the script? It took me 2 seconds to say sorry for your loss. Get the fuck out of my face. That's why you're miserable. Speaking on miserable, I asked her, I said, how do you cope with this job of doing the same thing over and over and over and over again? You know what she told me? Word for word, verbatim, word for word. I'm going to be honest with you, Isabella, the liquor store. Oh, okay. So you had to become an alcoholic to deal with this job is what you're trying to tell me. That's what you're trying to tell me? That in order for you to show up and not be a total bitch to everyone all day, you just got to take a few drinks when you get home every day? Every day? You're giving me attitude because you haven't had your smoke break quick enough? Nicotine and alcoholism, that's what you use to cope with this job? Get me out this position. That same day, I went to my manager and I said, thank you for this opportunity, but I don't want to move up in my position. I'm fine at where I'm at. And she even told me, she said, look, the drama at the front desk, it has to go if you go back to the front desk. I'm not causing the drama. The drama that's being caused is the fact that the mistakes that I'm making, that nobody is coming to me, to my face to say, and they keep going to you to say, that's the drama. That's the drama, because when any of my other coworkers forget something, I don't go out of my way to tattletale. I either tell it to their face or I fix it. If we're front desk, if we're a team, right? You can sit there and rewrite a note the same way I'll rewrite a note for you. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. That's what I mean by they take the job too serious. They take the job too serious. It's just bullshit after bullshit after bullshit, envy after envy, comment after comment, negativity on top of negativity, animosity on top of animosity. I don't need to deal with that. And I would do my best to try and sit there and give that same positive energy to everybody. If I don't have a problem with you, you are going to get the utmost respect and positivity out of me. If you disrespect me, don't expect me to sit in your face and kiki with you, bitch. I no longer like you or respect you. I don't have to kiki with you. It's as simple as, hey, are you ready for the patient? Great. Click. Some days they would, hey, thank you for the, before they can even finish their thank you. Click. Let's keep it at business. Let's keep it, that's it. Okay? Now that we've gone over the bullshit, which I think I have more if I wanted to say. Yes. The old lady at the billing department, take her job too serious. This is the company's heater. This is not a heater that she bought. This is the company's heater. We keep extra heaters in stock in case it's cold and whatever, right? This is the company's heater. She went out of her way to write her name on the heater. I'm at the front desk. I'm anemic. I'm always cold. My coworker is not cold. And so I went to the other side to go get a heater from the stock room to sit there and put the heater on, so now I'm warm, right? Cool. She's like, just bring it back to me when you're done. I said, no problem. Tomorrow I'm going to be in the same place. Tomorrow I'm going to be in the same place. I'm going to want to use the same heater. I'm going to be cold in the same way. So I forgot it there. I'm a forgetful person. Spare me, bitch. I've been smoking every day. I've lost a few little brain cells. I'm going to forget things every now and then. Not that it's an excuse. I take accountability. I just disagree with the way that she handled it, right? Because she's going out of her way to tell everybody in the billing department, Isabella didn't bring the heater back. Isabella didn't bring the heater back. She really needs to bring the heater back. Next time she's not going to use it. Mind you, it's a heater. It's a heater that doesn't belong to her. You're talking about bring it back. Why would I bring it back to you when it's not your heater? It's the company's heater. I'm going to leave it for the company to... What? This is the company's heater. What are we talking about? What are we really talking about? It's the company's heater. It's not your heater. It's the company's heater. Cool. I go up to her and I say, is there something that you'd like to say to me? She's like, what? No, I don't have anything to say to you. I said, is there something that you'd like to say to me? What? No, I don't have anything. So then why am I hearing that you're going around talking about the heater? What's wrong with the heater? Nothing, you just didn't put it back. I took a moment. I said, and I politely asked her, I said, does the heater have your name on it? Is this your heater? This heater belongs to the company. This is not your heater. Sorry for not putting it back, but it's really not that serious. If you have something to say, I'd rather you say it to my face instead of going around and talking about me. You know what she had to say to me? She said, just go. Just go, just go, just go. You don't have nothing to say to me. That's why you should have said whatever you were saying to my face. That's why you should have said whatever you were saying to my face. The fake laughs, that's how everyone gets by. And it was to the point where I was so over it that I started to become just as fake as everyone else. I'm sitting there and I'm having fake conversations. I'm getting home, I'm drained. Why? Because I just used all that energy that I could be using into me, into my content, into the people that I love, into talking to the people that I love, into that. So it's like, what am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that? So in the ending of the story time, let's just say moving forward, we don't know what we want to do yet. And we are more than blessed to not be able to know what we want to do. We are more than blessed to have so many different directions that we can go in. We are more than blessed to not be surrounded by negativity, animosity, jealousy, envy. We are more than blessed to have an opportunity to create something new and to learn from this experience. When I say learn from this experience, I'd like to say I take accountability for my unprofessionalism. Maybe I didn't take the job as serious as they do, but I was never going to take the job as serious as they do because I'm not happy there. I am not happy working a 9-to-5. I am not happy working for a company. I'm not happy having a boss. I'd like to become my own boss. And so even though it was a really shitty experience to sit there and have two people that you look up to and that you admire say, hey, you know, we're going to let you go. You just didn't meet our expectations. Anybody is going to feel like a failure. Anybody is going to feel like they didn't do enough. But I did do enough. I did do enough. As unprofessional as I was with time management sometimes, and maybe sometimes even dress code, you know, sometimes I would forget to put shoes on my feet. So fucking what? I'm dealing with 10 different things at once. I'm rushing out the door. I didn't even realize I had the wrong shoes on until I got into the office. You know what I mean? Little things like that. I take accountability for those. That's something that if I want to work again in the meantime of me figuring out what I want to do, I'll take that into consideration. But as for showing up as my best self, regardless of how much that company drained me, I showed up and I gave nothing but positive energy to the people that deserved it. I gave nothing but love and light to the patients that walked in, and I gave nothing but discipline and consistency with myself. Even if it didn't meet their expectations, I was simply just doing the best that I could. And so moving forward, I'm excited to learn from this experience. I'm excited to see what's next. I'm excited to finally have time to pour into things that you guys have been begging me to do for ages. Podcasts, streams, interviews, collabing with different people. I have all this free time in the world now. And yeah, to anybody watching this, to anybody who, resonates on any type of level, do the best that you can, but don't think that you have to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of your life, because you don't. And don't let money be the only thing that motivates you. Money is not everything. When you die, you cannot take money with you. And all those hours that I spent getting drained at that company, I cannot take back. I could have used it for so many other things and poured it into so many other things. I can't take that back. And maybe at first I was scared to leave it, because let's be real, I don't know what the fuck I'm about to do next. I have an idea, but God likes to laugh at my plans most of the time. For example, I'm sitting there, I'm having a great day. I'm thanking God that, that I have a job that fits my aesthetic, that fits what I want to do, despite all the negative experiences that I've experienced here. Thank you, God, right? I'm having a good ass morning. God's laughing at me like, bitch, I give it 10 minutes, you're about to be fired. You're about to see what plans I have for you. Things like that. On the 1st of the month. That's what really made me take a step back and just relax and say, you know what? God has this handled. My spirit guides have me protected. I am covered in prayer and affirmations regardless. Because at the end of the day, you're telling me out of all days, the very first day of a new month, everything shifts. I no longer have the routine that I've had. I no longer have to deal with the bullshit that I've been dealing with. I no longer have to show up to work and be somebody that I'm not. You know what I mean? So on the 1st of the month, that's what made me really realize, like, you know what? This is just a new beginning. And even though it's not going the way that I pictured it, even though I would have much rather preferred to quit the job and then take that next step, that's my ego into place. Because my soul resonates with the fact that regardless of how I'm leaving this company, regardless of whether we got fired, whether we quit, whether we caused this whole whatever, right? Leaving a place and entering a new one is the biggest blessing. The fact that I'm breathing and telling this story right now, I'm counting my blessings. So with that said, we went over a lot. Hopefully you know me a little bit better than you did at first. Okay, subscribe if you liked it. Follow for more, because now we get to do the podcast. But that is the story time, and that is the experience that I had at that company that we can finally let go and put to an end. And if I do work for another company, I promise you I won't be dealing with that bullshit. I don't give a fuck if I just got hired. First week, a messy bitch come to me, I'm out. Next job, next place. Opportunities are everywhere simply because I believe them to be. Regardless of the economy, everybody was telling me, hold on to the job in this economy. This economy don't got shit to do with me. This is my experience. This is my life. I get to make it whatever the fuck I want to make it, economy or not. I don't give a fuck if gas is $10. I'm still going to find a way to be financially stable because that's what I want for myself. And I'm going to take the steps necessary. So when it comes to living your life, when you view it, matter of fact, and I'm going to put you guys on game, okay? The certain self-love sayings you can come up with and be as creative as you want with your own words and your own meanings. And so instead of you versus you, we're dealing with a person, again, I'm talking about me. We're dealing with a person who's very self-destructive, used to be self-destructive, let me not affirm that. Used to be self-destructive and used to like putting herself into harmful positions because that's the love and the treatment that she thought that she deserved, right? So you versus you sounds very intense to me. It sounds very competitive, and honestly, it awakens my ego. I don't resonate with my ego. So I changed it to you rooting for you. Only you know how bad you want to live the life that you want to live. Only you know how much disrespect you've put up with, that all that anger inside of you, all that hurt from all those past experiences. Only you know you. Nobody knows you better than you. Only you have those feelings. Only you have those desires. Only you have those lessons that you've learned and those wounds that you haven't even catered to or even acknowledged in the first place. And so when it comes to you versus you, you're not going against yourself. You are pushing yourself forward. You're pushing yourself forward. You're allowing room for new things and new opportunities and new feelings. You're giving yourself space to finally heal. You rooting for you is you saying, regardless of how I feel today, regardless of what unrealistic expectation society has built for me today, I am going to show up as my best self because I deserve it. Because only I know what I've been through. Only you know what you've been through. Only you know what you deserve. So if that helps anybody, instead of, oh, only bitch I'm in competition with is myself. You're not in competition with yourself. You're rooting for yourself. And you're taking those steps necessary. And you will reach that finish line because you're rooting for yourself. It's like you being like, yes, girl, you finally left that man alone. Yes, girl, you're getting into the gym. Yes, girl, you're doing whatever you want to do. And so, you know, Instagram quotes are great. TikTok quotes are great. The whole self-love thing is very egotistical, if you ask me. This is not your world and everyone else is just living in it. This is your reality. You get to be in control of the decisions that you want to make, but you're still a human. And so you still owe people consideration, and you still owe people basic human decency, and you still owe people basic kindness. This isn't just your world and fuck everybody else. What type of way of thinking is that? But yeah, that was the story time. And I hope you enjoyed. I have so much more to say. I have so much more insight. So I'm really excited for all the time that I get to pour into those things now. And have a good rest of your day. I hope that we laughed a little bit, maybe even cried a little bit. We got a little deep. We got a little deep. And I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah.
But they show no fear.